Hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Warships Blitz with Terry. Today is probably going to be a quick one, just answering a question that came up, I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before, but came up relatively recently. And somebody said, "Okay, can you quickly talk about statistics? Because apparently that's a hot topic that people are bringing up. And I don't know if it's a appendage measuring contest of some sort or in what context, but yeah, sure. I can give you my thoughts on battle statistics briefly. So this is my personal account. These are my battle statistics. Let's go quickly through that so we all understand what this all means. The total number of battles played, how many of them have I won, or have I been on the winning team? How many of them have been a draw, and how many of them have been on a losing team? And that obviously gives me a win rate, with the win rate being how many times have I been on the winning team. How many ships have I destroyed? My record per battle is 7. I think I did that about twice or 3 times all in all. I have been destroyed by the enemy 4,962 times, which leads to a destruction ratio of about 3. What does destruction ratio mean? Well, it just means that for every time that I got sunk, I've taken down 3 enemies. So I've killed 3 more ships than have been sunk myself, if that makes sense. The average results is that I sink about 1.26 ships per battle, which is obviously I don't sink quarter ships, but it's just an average, right? For an average damage of 45,000 and an MVP rate of just below 30%, where again, this being the ratio of how many times have you been MVP in a battle. And obviously this is somewhat dependent on how many battles you've won, because it's relatively difficult to be an MVP on the losing side, because you do get a lot more score on the winning side. It is still possible if you're doing exceptionally good and your team exceptionally bad. So, what's the point of this? What is that useful for? What does this tell you about me? Absolutely nothing. So you may as well ignore that. Just as an example, right? You could say, "Hey, how do you? Where do you get these statistics from?" Well, it's everything except for training rooms and battle against bots. So while you can, I think, pad medal stats with bot battles, I don't think you can pad these stats with it. However, there are quiet times and there are busy times on the servers. So, for example, if you are playing on a quiet time and you end up let's say 80% of your battles are mostly against bots on the enemy team, you can get higher win rates. If you're playing in a division most of the time with your friends and they're very good players, and there's 3 good players of you in your team guaranteed because of the division, yes, you can achieve much higher win rates. Doesn't tell you an awful lot about the individual player, to be honest, and I wouldn't give anything by it. It exists, but if you're going around and telling somebody, "Hey, I looked at your stats," which I don't think you can. I think that's a PC thing, but that's like I said, appendage measuring contest, and you may as well tell the boys to stop whipping it out and behave like adults, right? So it exists. It's, my opinion, interesting to see about yourself, but it's not something that you can actually measure the skill of a player by necessarily, except for in extremely broad terms. So that's that. And like I said, this was going to be a pretty short video, but I hope that answered your question. And whoever that was that asked it, I forgot. And yes, if you see somebody in a conversation wanting to discuss stats and trying to show that they're better than you or that whatever, just, don't discuss with idiots. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. So just don't. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.